Alright, let me just tell you guys, I used to be the queen of procrastinating. You can ask anybody in my family. If there was a deadline for school, for let's say a 10-page paper, I would work on that thing the night before, sometimes the morning of, and then turn it in. And it was torture. It was like, why? I don't know why I kept doing that to myself. And what I realized is that I had created an identity about who I am. Like, I'm somebody that does stuff at the last minute. I used to think I was just like this extra low energy person. And to a certain extent I was. And I was also being told that from like my family. My mom used to be like, oh, Mina loves her mattress. That girl can sleep. She's a good sleeper. All these things. And it was true. It was true. I would sleep early and wake up late. I'd sleep through the night, wake up, and just like lay around in the bed and end up going back to sleep. And it was, that could be for multiple reasons. You know, I used to eat really bad as a kid. I used to eat hot Cheetos and cheese. Yeah, I was eating real low energy foods. I wasn't exercising, so I wasn't burning the fuel properly that was within my body. I now know that I'm older. When you sleep through the night and wake up, you really should just get up. Because if you don't and you go back to sleep, you end up starting a whole new sleep cycle. So the next time you wake up, you're gonna wake up even more tired. So all these things I didn't know that I now know. But it just goes to show that sometimes we believe things about ourselves that aren't true. I truly thought that people were born certain ways. Like, I had cousins and family members who woke up at 6 a.m. and, you know, we call them early birds. And I thought, you know, some people are early birds, some people are just like sleepy. But in my older age, I realized you can build habits and change who you are. You don't have to be stuck to what you think about yourself or what other people think about you either. So tip number 1 to stop procrastinating is know that you can change your identity. I now wake up every day at 5 a.m. and that all happened because of one decision. My cousin has a boxing gym and he has these boot camps. And I used to go to his gym like once a week just to get a little workout in. I was like, hey, you know, one of these days I'm gonna do these boot camps. And I just kept saying that, yeah, I'm gonna do it one day. Let me wait. Yeah, one day I'm gonna do it. I'm gonna wait, hold up. And then one day I was on the app and I was looking at the boot camp and I saw there was 2 classes, one at 6 a.m. and one at 7 a.m. And it was coming up. And I said, nah, I'm gonna wait till the next one. But then when I said that, something just went off like, you keep waiting till the next one. Like, when are you gonna do it? So I was like, you know what, I'll do it now. I went ahead and signed up, woke up the next day, went, and I started going just every day. And now it's been a year. And I wake up at 5 a.m., I go work out at 6, hurry up, get ready, and change for work, and I'm at work at 8. And that's my routine now. And people look at me, you know, they probably think I'm crazy or that I'm this naturally high energy person, but that's not the case. Like, if only you knew where I came from. Like, I used to be sleepy just like you. This all changed with a decision. The next thing that you should remember is that the best time to start something is now. So, I'll tell you a little story. My grandfather once told my dad that one day he would go to church with him, but he was gonna wait until he got his life together before he got in church. And my dad told him, he was like, Dad, that's crazy. That's like saying you're gonna go to the doctor once you get healthy. It is kind of crazy when you think about it like that, right? The whole point of going to the doctor is to get healthy, you know what I mean? Anyway, it's the same for us in just life. Like, a lot of times we want to wait until we're in this perfect type of situation to start something, and there's never going to be the perfect situation. The best time to start is right now. And long story short, my grandfather passed away without ever going to church. And I think that we should keep that mentality of death, as negative as it is, but it's like, think to yourself, if I died tomorrow and I continue to live my life this way, would I be happy? And sometimes that could put fuel to the fire to get you going. A reason why a lot of people procrastinate is sometimes the goal is too big from their starting point. So for example, if my goal is to work out and I haven't done so in a long time, I'm not gonna say, okay, tomorrow I'm gonna do 3 miles and go really hard. Like that's just a bit too much. I can do something like, hey, in the morning I'm gonna do 5 sit-ups. That, my bad, there's some gnat in here, but that will be more realistic. And to some people, they might be like, oh, 5 sit-ups, that's nothing, but that's better than yesterday. You did nothing yesterday. That's 5 more than you did yesterday. And what you really want to do is just build on that habit. Just every morning, sticking to doing that 5 sit-ups. You're building the habit of doing something every day. And when you're ready, you add to it. Okay, I'm gonna do 5 sit-ups in a walk. I'm gonna do 5 sit-ups in this, or whatever the case is. And you'll just constantly habit stack until you get to the point that you want to get. The next thing to remember is that consistency is key. So a lot of times people expect to see results after doing something just once or twice. Sometimes people will write a book and think it's just gonna be amazing and they can submit it and get $1 million, or just make the perfect song one time, or just work out really hard one time and lose weight. And that's just not how it works. You just have to continue to do something every day to see results. Imagine if somebody said that like their goal was to smell really good and be hygienic, and they washed themselves on Monday like really good, and they didn't wash themselves Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, or Friday. Now they're at Friday and they're like, man, I don't know why I stink. Like I washed myself real good on Monday. We would all look at that person like they were crazy. Like, yo, you gotta wash yourself every day if you want to smell good every day. And it's the same thing for anything. You have to consistently work at it every day if you want to be good at it. The next thing to remember is just to know that you will plateau. There'll be moments where you're putting in work and you will not see results. An analogy that I can use to describe this is from the book Atomic Habits. I know everybody's talking about it. If you haven't read it, you should get it. It is a good book. So James Clear says in that book, if you take an ice cube and put it in a room that's 25 degrees, it will still stay an ice cube, okay? You go to 26, it's still an ice cube, 27, still an ice cube, 28, 29, 30, 31, still an ice cube. But once you get to 32 degrees, it starts melting. And that ice cube situation is an analogy for life. Like, we can be taking steps towards the right direction and not seeing results. And some of us are at a 31 and we want to give up, but it's like we're just one step away from getting to the point where we're seeing some progress. So don't let those plateau moments stop you from doing good things. You could just be like one step away from melting the ice.